Let's just run real quick through this 10 habits, and then I will give you guys a nice break. You guys in for a break? You ready? Awesome. 10 habits of effective managers. Do these things and you cannot fail. Who's in on that deal? Who's excited about now, zero failure? Success is imminent, but you got to do it. Get off the tower and on the floor. I know some of you got these really nice square chairs that matches your behind. Pass, negative ghostwriter. Get up. Get up. Go talk to the customers. Wear out your shoes. Buy some really nice comfortable shoes. Walk. Roam. Get it done. Get it done. No more, man. You're not a big shot. You're a server, right? Greet every customer within 3 minutes. Develop connection with them. Let them all know that they came to the right dealership and they're not going to make a bad decision and we're going to give them a great deal and we love them. Let them all know that. Be the best maitre d' in the whole world. Me and Joe went to have dinner on Saturday, and I told Joe, this restaurant, the minute you walk in, you're family. Did you feel like that, Joe? It was awesome. Everybody's saying hello, how you doing? Good to see you. They come in and they're holding, hold on, they put that down. Hey, how you doing? And it's not just me. They do that to everybody. The minute you walked in, bam, you're right there. The person that is responsible for the restaurant, the maitre d', or of course he was the general manager, but there was if it wasn't him, it was somebody else. You know what they did? I noticed it the whole night, and it never gets old. Every time I sit down in the restaurant, at one point or another within those 2 hours, he comes in, puts the chair down, and sits right beside me. Hey, how you doing? What's going on? Yeah. And he's giving a great smile, and he's bouncing his head up and down. And what I wanted to do, and Daryl knows that I used to want to take my salespeople, and I used to do that often, take everybody there to a restaurant and just let them watch. Let them watch how the customer what? Gets treated by the manager and salespeople. How would it feel if your dealership had that feeling? How many sales can you close? We used to cheat our way into it. Like we used to have cookies. You heard me talk about cookies quite a bit. Did we bake cookies? I mean, we had a cookie baker, and of course, the minute that you install those cookie bakers, there's a couple of inches going to get added to everybody's waistline, guaranteed. But then the weight will go down. But it's okay. It's worth it. Your salespeople will consume more cookies than any group of customer in 1 week. But it's all right. It's a lot of energy, Mix it with Red Bull and you're rocking. Anyway, we wanted to put the cookies, not to feed people. We wanted the cookies so they can smell the cookie smell when they walk in the dealership. Why? Because we want them to feel comfortable. Well, Helmy, I don't like sugar. Okay, don't put popcorn because it's a festival. It's a crazy deal. Go ahead, sir. What were you were you saying something? That being said, when the customer walked in the dealership, the first thing they remembered, 7 a.m. on a Saturday morning, mom got the milk, they got the cookies, and they're watching cartoons. That's the only thing they remembered. They'd been programmed for about 2-3 years of cookies, milk, cartoons. Was that a good experience for them? I can never forget that. I'm still thinking about cookies and milk. Anybody want cookies and milk right now? Here you go. So that's what we wanted. But what I'm trying to say, without talking about the cookies and milk, as a manager, you need to make people feel very wonderful and very comfortable. It's very important that you do that. You can't do that behind glass doors. I love some of you how you did the Darth Vader tower. I got a two-way mirror. I can see them, they can't see me. No. It's okay for you to get out of that Darth Vader spot and shake hands with people. Seriously. No, I mean it. Okay? All right. Make it personal. Before the customer leaves, there should be an exit interview. The manager have to shake their hand. Did they get our hands shook by 3 people on their way out, Joe? From the restaurant? Did we get our hands shook? Did they walk us all the way to the door? And all we spent is few $100. I mean, we're spending thousands. Customers spending thousands. And I love this. We're at the tower, the customer's leaving, and you're the one that closed the deal and all that, and the customer on the way. Bye from the tower. And the tower's here and the door is there. Let one of my managers say bye to a customer and the door is there. Come on. They spent some money with us. Let's take care of them. If a salesman sold 3 cars, that day, how should you tell him goodbye? Oh man, cash in his hand, you get on the phone, there's a microphone, you're like, what's this, the guy, Buffer, what's his name? The guy that says, let's get ready to rumble? Michael Buffer. I mean, you need to sound like him on the microphone. With the, ladies and gentlemen, we have Johnny Smith. He's leaving right now, and he's got 3 cars out. Give him a big hand. Ah! And you see customers standing up going, it's beautiful. How many times would that salesman would want to sell 3 cars? But we have to be consciously aware of our business. You said, Helmy, how can you get all that energy? It's Red Bull, man. It's Red Bull. No. It's the heart. It's the belief that you have. And more importantly, you have done so many things right that energy killers did not suck it out of your life. See, if you do things right, all you got to do is start doing things more and more and more. And at the end of the day, it's just simple work. If your salespeople are doing their job, you don't have to do theirs. If your manager's doing their jobs, you don't have to do theirs. So the only thing that's left is your job. And your job is not hard. I mean, seriously, is it hard? Look at your job. Well, if you start writing down what your job is, it's really not much, is it? But the bottom line is that you're doing everybody else's job. True? Well, Helmy, I never thought about it that way. You didn't have time to think. You were doing everybody else's job. That's why we took you out of here for 5 days. It's not about you. Empower the salesperson to do it. Empower the manager to do it. Hey, by the way, did we say, who remembers the 80% rule? Please remember it. Don't make me feel bad. What is the 8% rule? Am I that bad of a teacher? You guys don't remember it? Oh, hold on. Who remembers the 80% rule? Because everybody doesn't remember, I'm going to ask you to 20 jumping jacks right now. They think I'm kidding. What is the 20% rule? That's who you want to cater to. That means if you have enough people that can do it 80% as good as you will, you're going to win. It's that simple. Remember that. Empower them to do it. Some of you guys are empowering the wrong people. That's okay. Because sooner or later, they'll work themselves out of a job. Don't do what I did. I used to say, man, nothing happened unless I touch it. 16 hours a day, let's rock. It's wrong. It's wrong. Okay. Track it. We already talked about that. A good manager will always insist on good numbers. And you should work towards whatever it takes to make those good numbers. Ask your vendors to give you the numbers. Ask yourself to get you some good numbers. Ask your secretary. Ask your managers. I mean, I walked up to the desk. 90% of the dealerships in the country, 90%. I have 70 plus clients right now. Very good people. Love them, respect them. They're the one that put the food on my kids' table and mine and my wife's. And we wouldn't have anything in this world without all of you guys. And for that, I thank you very much. But I walk in a lot of dealerships, some of them are yours, and I walk up to the desk and I ask the manager, how many cars you got out? About. What do you mean about? What is it? What is it? Is it a teaspoon worth of sugar pebbles that you can't really get me an exact number of those pebbles? Is that what it is? Is it a fistful of sand that you don't tell me how many grains you have? What does about mean? We got about 120. What do you mean about? You need to track that. I got 121 cars, of which 42 of them are used. By the way, I'm at this average. Front end is this much. Back end is this much. Of those deals, we have that many in the office. That's how many cars you got out. When I say, what do we got? What are we doing? What are we tracking? I really mean it. What do we got? What are we doing? What are we tracking? I'm not like having fun. I am, but I really want to know. So how many of you can call back in the office and say, how many cars we got? And they give you a number versus about. And hey, how about if they give you the wrong number? Would that work? Come on. Okay, we're coming to the end here. Analyze it. Tracking is a waste of time if you don't what? Study it. Look into it. What is it? What does that mean? What does that particular subject mean? I've tracked those numbers. What does it mean? And after it says, what does it mean? I need to know, what can I do to improve it? Those are the two questions that needs to result out of tracking. What does it mean? What do I need to do to improve it? Do not allow wasted time. People working for a living, Listen, we need to make sure all the time is productive. Now, sometimes having fun is productive. Telling a joke, patting people on the back, it's great. But this stuff where you just keep on and on and on and tell war stories and all that stuff, enough. Let's get to work. Believe it. Leaders in any position must believe that their role is to serve their team. When ego becomes their compass, failure is ensured. You're there to serve. And that's the best way you can have leadership and lead. You can have a title as a manager, and that's the weakest form of leadership. My name is President. Great. You will have influence. Your influence is very weak at that point. What would be really good is for you to have that, use that influence just to kind of kick things started. And then after that, humble yourself and go and serve those guys. What's the bonus section? Keep it what? Fun. It's okay to be intense and fun. I'll give you this, and I want to give you this statement and write it down. Discipline is not the enemy of enthusiasm. Discipline is not the enemy of enthusiasm. As a matter of fact, I found out when people knew what they're supposed to do and what the baby needs to look like after their labor, man, they felt really good about it. And they just were very comfortable with the fact that they're going to get rewarded accordingly. But when you tell people what you want and they don't know how to do it, and you didn't give them really a clear indication, it gets very confusing and it scares them. Any questions? Please.
You skipped 3, 7, and 10.
That's simple. Okay, 3. Work it together. The sales manager needs to let the salespeople know where he is on each pencil, on each process, on each project. Just let, I like for my salespeople to figure out what I want them to do, like have their brain going on, but I still want to make it very clear. Let's work it together on that, so we don't work against each other. What is number 7, guys? Do you need me to tell you that one? Train every day. Good stuff. Number 9, live it. And we talked about that yesterday a little bit. Believe it, live it, that's good stuff. We talked about that yesterday. We said when we ask people to look good all day, can I show up at the dealership with my gardening clothes? With mud? How about my hunting clothes? Can I show up with my hunting clothes? Got blood on my shoes, walking in the dealership? With my gun? Everybody's going to say, oh man, it's getting fired day. He's going to shoot us. No, we have to look good. And if we ask the people to represent the company, we need them to represent the company. Does that make sense? Right.